All right.
All right.
So, Nancy, kind of the way that we were doing this before is since we're recording it, um, I'm going to put mine on mute probably. I'll still listen to everything, and if I need to come in and talk and stuff. But Richard's basically going to interview you kind of because he's great at that. So that's sort of the format that we're going to do this in. So
I don't know about great, but I'll try today. So let's do that.
yeah. So if yeah, I'll chime. I can unmute. I mean, I'll be here anyways.
So so Nancy,
You guys can't hear me,
first
right?
of all, I love your project. It's amazing what's possible now in terms of like avoiding what was a conventional problem, and it seems like you guys have got something really amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting for our team.
So so what you guys were what place for Dell last year? Was it the grand prize or the second? I forget.
We got third place overall, and then the audience choice winner.
Okay. There's something rather satisfying about being audience choice winner, regardless. I got it. It's kind of nice to get that. So I'm gonna run you through a few questions. We're just gonna have a conversation and see what pops up. And if there's anything that I'm kind of not asking you or not bringing up, like definitely feel free to add it, because our goal here is to help people who otherwise wouldn't apply, like really understand what's possible because of the Dell Social Elevation Challenge, and then also, for the people who will be applying, get them really excited about it. So, hey Scott, are you hearing that feedback and echo?
I do. I hear a little bit of your voice. Let me see. It might be because I unplugged my headphones. Try again. Talk.
I think it's actually the echo on Nancy's side.
Oh yeah, because it's coming out. Nancy, do you have headphones?
Can you
Like,
hear me?
We can hear you, but do you have headphones? Because there's an echo coming through from your room, and we're getting an echo on all of the.
Okay, all right. I'll go get headphones.
okay.
Yeah, I think it's just our voice. Your voice is coming through clear. Our voices are echoing though.
Who are you calling? Rich.
Yo, yo.
Okay. For some reason your face is frozen on mine. It usually comes back.
Is this better?
Yeah, I think so. It was mainly when Rich was talking. Hey, Rich, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So that's a lot better because now it's not bouncing back off.
Yeah, Nancy, can you hear us?
Yep.
That's actually great. Yeah, there's no echo now. It's not bouncing around the room.
Okay, Rich, just 2 seconds. I'm gonna hang up on you and invite you back because you're frozen on mine.
Okay, bye.
Sorry, this is so hectic all the time. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. All right, perfect.
Holy shit, we got it right this time.
Okay. All right. I'm going back on mute so I don't do any excess noise here.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Um, so, so Nancy, just if you could just start by just saying your name and the name of your project, and how what just the backgrounds on like when did you apply or what year were you in, and just like give us the snapshot, and then I'll take it from there.
Sure. I'm Nancy Liu, and my project is Nanoli. Nanoli, we are enabling and developing a polymer that enables vaccines to survive without refrigeration. I started applying to Dell, I think, early February or January, and then heard back about making I think the first one was making like the top 200 or top 400 in March, and then heard about being in the finals in May. And I was sitting with one of my team members. We were in right about to go into class. I got the email. We were like jumping up and down. It was really exciting for us because we knew it was going to be pretty tough. There's a lot of people that are competing, but we were super excited. And this is my senior year, and same with the person I was with. It was also his final year in his PhD program.
Well, the idea is fascinating. How has it progressed since the challenge?
So our project is a formal company right now, and that's in part with the help of Dell. They actually hooked us up with a pro bono lawyer. So that was really fantastic. So now it's set up as a corporation. It's out of Boulder, Colorado, because that's where our lab is. And we are just right now getting all the ducks all lined up. We're getting the technology license for our product. We are going to start doing initial testing on animals, and it's a lot of paperwork for a biotech company.
Well, that's exciting though. So it's like, even outside of the money that you guys got, there were other resources and relationships that came out of Dell to kind of propel your project.
Oh, yeah, completely. We actually just had a phone call with partners of Dell like last week where they were saying, hey, we can help you do some research. We have some resources, and this is the university fund, which I think is the one that gives the money to all the winners, and they're affiliated with Dell. And they said, we have some analysts on hand where if you give us some premise on what you're looking for, we can get them to do some research for you.
So what were some of the key benefits or important results that came out of the Dell Social Innovation Challenge for you guys?
A lot of it is really good friends. So I went on to do the Dell Summer Innovation Lab, which occurred about a month after the final competition. So that was when I was basically living for 3 weeks with other Dell Social Innovation Challenge participants. And that was a phenomenal experience.
That must have been amazing.
It was so much fun. Like I think it was probably one of the 3 most fun weeks of probably definitely the year, and then one of the interesting things I think I've done in my life.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was really, really cool.
So how did you guys come up with the idea for Nanoly?
It started, the honest story is I like to do computer programming, and it was after a hacking session with my friends in Colorado. We went to a bar. We were just chilling out. We're like, all right, we've done a couple hours of coding. Let's just chill. And then my friend, he's a biochem. Even though he does computer programming, he's a biochem, and he saw one of his friends there, introduced us, and this guy, he was like, this guy's a genius. You have to meet him. So I meet this guy who's now one of Nanoly's teammates, Balaji. Balaji in high school patented one of the most efficient ways to remove arsenic from water. Then he went on to go to MIT to get his undergrad in biochemistry, and then got his MD, and then was working on his PhD.
So he's really lazy, you're saying.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So incredibly smart guy, and I said, we have to work on a project together. I love building things, and so we started brainstorming things that we were passionate about, which was global health and the vaccine. We knew that there was a problem with vaccine distribution. And so we started thinking of different methods. Well, how can we overcome that? And it was a lot of trial and error before he said, hey, there's actually a polymer I work with in my lab that I think I can manipulate to become a heat stabilizer for vaccines.
So just a random collision of people and ideas.
Yes.
That's great. That's great. And then why did the idea become so important to you? Because it sounds like the coding, and I'm sure there are other things that you were working on. So why did this become a project that you kind of leaned into?
This was really important for me because I grew up in rural China in a village that didn't have running water. So it was only when I came to the U.S. that I got most of the immunization that children who are just born in the U.S. would get. So when I went back this summer to visit my family in rural China, there's a lot of places where there's no electricity. You can't power a refrigerator. How they store their food is they store it underground in a cool area. So you can imagine vaccines just can't be stored in places like that. And it's sad because then that means there's kids who, when they're growing up, they're concerned about, whether they're going to like die from a disease or not. And these diseases can be prevented by vaccines.
So you're actually one of the people that the project you're working on is like a real passionate connection to your life, as opposed to just like a concept you came up with, which is exciting. What? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, same with Balaji. His family's from India, so he understands this problem too. And he's had family members also experience this. And then we had another teammate, Chowita. She's from Thailand. She was also very, had personal experiences with this.
So what think about for a second, Nanalee is 100% successful. Like it works, it is widely adopted. What becomes possible for the world?
What becomes possible is we're going to be saving over 2 million people's lives, people who die from vaccine-preventable diseases. A lot of it has to do with distribution. So now not only are you saving people's lives, but you're also increasing their quality of life. So now they're not focused on, can I survive? But now they can focus on things like education. They can think about providing their kids with more resources where it's not just about protecting them from dying from diseases. We're also lowering our carbon footprint because with refrigerators and the transportation needed for vaccines, we actually
I lost Nancy. Did you?
Okay, I don't want to say anything in case she was still talking and you were recording, but I
Yeah.
lost her too.
Yeah, I lost her. Looks like it's.
Okay, I'm sure she'll be right back.
Her story is great. This
It's
is great.
amazing.
This one's
so
like.
Should I get her to restate some of that in a better way for the clips, or was it solid so far?
I honestly think that what Christian's looking for and what we need is like a natural way of saying it, kind of,
Yeah.
If it's too like scripted, then it'll look weird. So I think it's just cutting portions of that out, and she said some really great things too. So.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. I'm going to keep mining this though.
When she says she's from rural China and that's the reason and all this stuff is really great. So.
Okay.
I will try to just add her back here again.
I may get her to restate the rural China thing because it could have been a little bit more fluid.
Okay,
so
sure.
Try and put it back in.
That's cool. Let's see. I don't know what's happening. Are you calling me?
I think that's her. Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, are we all back on?
I'm on. I don't see you guys though.
I see Rich.
Okay.
So I think it's because the call came in from. So hey Nancy, why don't we hang up?
Hang
and
up.
Scott's going to reinitiate the call so he can use the group video thing and catch it all.
Oh, okay, got it.
All right, I'm hanging up now, guys.
Okay.
Scott, reinitiate.
Hey.
Hi.
All right. And we will add Rich, and then we should be good. Rich?
Yeah.
Hey. Cool. Okay. Back again.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm not sure where we left off, but.
All right. Well, what I'd actually love is just for the part, and I missed part of it because we got cut off. But Nancy, you were saying that you were from rural China and why this was so important. If you could just restate that, and then we'll roll into some more questions, just so we don't lose that piece. That would be amazing.
Sure.
Yeah.
So part of the reason I'm passionate about Nanaly is because I grew up in rural China in a village that didn't have running water. So I didn't get most of my immunization until I came to the US. And that's because in this rural village, there's limited electricity. And that means, a lot of people aren't using refrigerators. They don't have refrigerators. So that means vaccines can't get transported and stored in where I grew up.
Wow. So I'm curious. So like why did you apply to DSI, the Dell Social Innovation Challenge? Was it the prize money? Was there certain mentorship you were looking for? Like what was the real kind of spark that got you to apply?
I think a lot of things got me to apply. I saw this as a great place to meet other entrepreneurs. So I saw actually a couple of fellow Berkeley students that applied to this. And going in, I actually really didn't know what the benefits were. And it was actually later on that I realized there was so much opportunities and doors that are open because of this challenge and being part of the challenge and doing well in the challenge.
That's great. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
One of the fantastic benefits was we got to spend, this wasn't a competition where everything's just online and then they just pick the winner and then you show up and you get the prize. For Dell, they actually really cared about getting us to collaborate with other people that were part of the challenge. When we went to Austin as one of the 5 finalist teams, we spent the entire week with so many different groups, not just the 5 finalists, but the other individual award winners. And they wanted us to talk to the mentors. And some people met their mentors in person for the first time. They had been communicating through email, and this was really exciting for them. We also got to see Dell headquarters, take a tour. We met Michael Dell, which was great that he took the time to meet us. We also got to meet Appledy App from the Black Eyed Peas. So Dell really made us feel that we were part of their family and that we could get connected and resources from them anytime. And I do feel that way because, like I said, we just had a call with their affiliates last week.
That's amazing. I mean, it's funny. There's so many competitions out there, and so a little context for this. I'm in New York right now, and the post Sandy relief effort. It's interesting. Like, it's so the opposite, I think, of what we all witnessed in Katrina, where FEMA and the local officials and municipalities and state government, all of it, they're working really well together, and everyone's talking about how well they're working together. And I think that there's been an amazing outpouring of donations. And what I find, though, which is interesting, is there's this, emphasis on infrastructure and money, and what I found is the most amazing thing is this resilience of the city and seeing community come together and seeing people come around. And, people are instead of the New York Marathon, they're popping this thing up called Volunteer-a-thon, and saying, let's make, instead of the New York City Marathon, let's make this the ultimate volunteer day. And some amazing things are coming from all these people just, bringing their passions and their skills and their resources together. And what strikes me about the Dell Social Innovation Challenge is it's almost like it's that version of a competition where it's not just the money and the chance to be on stage, but there are so many other things and people that are passionate about what you're doing and coming together. And I think that's really rare. I think it's the one thing that's really striking me from all these interviews.
Yeah, I actually didn't feel like it was a competition. I felt like it was a celebration. And Dell did such a great job organizing the week where we just had so many things going on. We went to like a safari zoo type place, and that was one of the first activities we did. It was so fun. We had dinner with John, who is the CEO and founder of Whole Foods. And it was just like a small group dinner. That was so cool. We got to all ask him questions, spent over an hour with him.
That's not fair. I want to go to that.
Yeah.
So why was Dell such a unique opportunity? I mean, is it stuff that you've already covered, or is there something else about it that made the Dell Social Innovation Challenge truly unique for Nanaly and your career path?
I think this was the competition where I got to meet the most people, where it wasn't just a competition and you sort of just do small talk with the groups, but I really got to know the people that were part of the competition. When I went to do the Dell Social Innovation Lab, the Summer Innovation Lab, there were 19 people representing 19 different teams there. Some of them, it was their first time in the U.S. And getting to hear their story is something that I would never have expect to have the opportunity to do. And so it was just such an exciting time, like these 2 months with the finals and then Dell hosting the Innovation Lab.
I gotta say, I almost feel like we paid you to say all this stuff, because this is like the amazing string of perfectly delivered. Like, oh my God, this thing is amazing. Let me tell you all the perfect things you should know about. Am I wrong, or like I feel like we paid her? This is crazy.
Yeah, no, it's
It was
perfect.
seriously so much fun. I don't know if you got a chance to interview some of the people from the Innovation Lab, but we just had the time of our lives. Like we spent time with one of them is Scott, who was at the final. He was organizing and doing a lot of the workshops at the Summer Innovation Lab. It's very community oriented. So that's, I think, really rare for other competitions. I feel I've done, Natalie is one of we've done so many competitions. We were the Duke University Startup Challenge winners. We were the Berkeley Startup Competitions pitch winners. We got third place at Cornell Venture Challenge. I mean, we did a lot of competitions, and this by far was the best competition and challenge that we've ever done.
Well, there you go. I'm curious, for you, honestly, like I'm looking at the list of questions, and you've like hit all of them without being asked them.
Oh, I only browsed through the question very quickly actually, because I was like, oh, I'll just answer it. I'm not gonna prepare.
There's more questions that I was gonna ask you, and I'm just like, she just answered that. She just answered that. Nancy just answered that. So let me ask you this actually. If one of the things that they told us are that there is two kinds of applicants, right? There are the people who know about the Dell Social Innovation Challenge, and they're going to apply no matter what, because they know that they want to be a part of this. They're applying to other challenges. But then there are the students and the people out there who have these ideas, and maybe they don't necessarily see themselves as a social innovator. Or they don't see themselves as an entrepreneur. They don't see themselves as someone who would win, right? And they're considering applying or not. What would you say to those people?
Well, I would say I was in their position where I only briefly knew about. I saw it, I think, on a webpage. I was just Googling some things about social innovation. The Dell Social Innovation Challenge came up, and this is pretty early on for Nanaly when we actually hadn't done a lot of the other challenges, and it was just you have nothing to lose. It's the application process is pretty simple. They separate it so that if you are in an idea phase, you put that you're in an idea phase. And so you're evaluated with other people that are in the phase that your project is in. So it's really simple, and it's fun. You get to check out the other projects. You get to get your friends excited about voting for you. There's nothing to lose.
That's great. That's great. Scott, is there anything else that you think we need to grab, or I'm just kind of
No,
I want to apply now. It's just
You should.
No, I think Nancy, that was excellent. That's like exactly the type of stuff we've been looking for, kind of. So, it's good to hear you're very passionate about it.
As she was speaking, I was like, we probably should have started with Nancy, so I would have known what to push people to say.
No. Yeah, that was perfect. And
I'm not kidding. I want to apply now. So, actually, quick question for you, because I want to capture a little bit about the experience of the event.
Yeah.
So what were you mentioned App the App, you mentioned John Mackey, if you could three highlights from the week or from the challenge while you were there, what were the three highlights of the event and or moments that you, above and beyond anything else, were oh my God, I can't believe this is happening right now?
Well, we went to Texas Disposal System, I think, TDS. So we went to this landfill, one of the private landfills in Texas, and they gave us a tour of basically a zoo that they had on the landfill. We fed giraffes, we pet a rhinoceros, And they also took us to do like the clay disc shooting. So we were like holding these rifles and shooting these discs. So that was like my first time ever doing that. Another highlight was meeting Apple D. App from the Black Eyed Peas. And he performed. We got to shake hands with him, take pictures with him. I mean, that was so cool. I remember at the time I was tweeting and then changed my Facebook status to I just met Apple Diab from Black Eyed Peas, and all my friends were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous."
Very cool. Well, you know, if you could use just single words, right? Whatever comes to your mind, if you think about the Dell Social Innovation Challenge, like what words, just the words, like what pops up for you?
Excitement. My gosh, there's so many.
Well, rip off more than three, whatever. Just keep
Okay.
whatever comes.
Creativity, fun, entertaining, innovative, relaxing, adventurous.
Cool.
Very
Those
cool.
are good.
For a moment there, I thought it was like a rock concert, and then you said innovative, and I was like, okay, back to the challenge stuff. Cool. Well, I can't thank you enough for your time. I mean, I could keep asking you questions just because I want to hear you talk about these things, and it's exciting me on a Saturday. But I don't want to waste your time, and I feel like Scott pretty much has everything he needs from this, right?
I mean, yeah, those are all going to be really great things that we can cut together. And Nancy, I just want to thank you for being amazing at being interviewed through Skype.
Yeah.
Even though we battled our technical difficulties, and now it turned out to be a great thing. So.
Well, gold star. I mean, like, what are we've been on for like, let's say 20 minutes total, and